Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a early LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising set review. Today we're looking at set number 71834. This is Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech. Has 1,187 pieces, retailing for $99.99 USD or $129.99 Canadian. This will be available beginning on January the 1st, but was sent to me early by LEGO and Land to do a review for. Along with this, there is also this brand new Polybag, which is a micro version of this. This is set number 30699. The Mini Ninja Combo Mech has 80 pieces, retailing for $4.99 USD or $5.99 Canadian. So I personally am really excited about this. It's the first time ever that polybags are in paper. And I don't think that this is just like a Denmark thing, or I think that this is at least across Europe. We first saw the images for the polybags on shops and they looked a little flatter than normal. And now it makes more sense that they're paper. So I'm not sure about North America yet, but hopefully this change will be everywhere starting in January. Anyways, I'm excited to look at these two sets, especially since we have the polybag, which they don't usually send along. This is the first time ever. So I think that's really exciting. You could see that there's quite a number of figures included here in the set, as well as on the back. You can see as well what the 4 different parts of the mech are and how they split apart and everything there. And like I've said, I'm meched out, but there's some really cool stuff in here character-wise that is a part of this mech that's luring me into this. All right, here is everything built. There are time codes and chapters. If you want to hop around to different parts of the video, you can find my review of the polybag as well as the minifigures. But we're first going to start with the mech here, and I'm going to show you the 4 individual parts first before going through this as a mech. Here is the brick-built Zane. This is my favorite part of the set by far. I really like the design of this. I'm very intrigued by this. I want to know what's going on when it comes to the context of the show. But yeah, I think it looks great. The head is able to actually turn and rotate there. That is actually a print. This core on the chest is a sticker, and then over here on this arm with Zane's symbol, that is a sticker, and same with whatever compartment or whatever that is over here. The articulation and posability for this is a lot of fun here. I like that you're able to angle this and pose this in just so many ways. Even though it's such a small build, it looks cool. Here is Ryu. Ryu's getting bigger, and I really like the wing pieces being used here. You can flap them up and down. They're massive. They're so much bigger than the one that we just got recently in Season 2. These wings look great. Very, very cool piece here being used. And yeah, just the playability with this. Imagine flying this around. The head is the same head that we had before, but it looks great with the printing there with the dark yellow, the navy, and the lime green eyes. Awesome. But anyways, the neck is very strong. I like the neck build there. You can actually move it up and down here, and it moves the arms as well. But yeah, you can move that. That's on a ball joint. The legs. Just want to point this out. Thanks to Bricks by Mind, we figured out that there is actually an issue with the sticker numbering. They have the numbers swapped, so I'm not sure if that's a worldwide problem or what, but you just got to swap them around when it comes to actually placing the stickers. 5 and 7, I think, are the numbers, and yeah, you could see how this lines up with like the pattern, how it goes into the dark yellow pieces. But anyways, you've got a little bit of articulation there that you can move there, and on the feet. The feet have those little claw pieces, and same design over here on the back. And then over here on this side, it's the exact same thing, just reflected. I like some of the shaping of the body here. It almost looks like he's wearing like a saddle. You've got a spot here to put a figure, as well as I guess you could also store some katanas right there on those 2 clips if you wanted to. Over here on the back, the tail is able to move and bend a lot as well. It's an interesting design here in the back. Don't really like it when some studs are shown like that. And here is the jet. I really like the design of this. I think you can sort of see where some of the parts from the actual mech are here. But besides that, I think that it is neat. You're actually able to turn this front section there and fly it around, and it just reminds me of like a Jedi shuttle there, but it looks great. It also sort of looks like a bow and arrow. I don't know, just pointing that out, trying to make that connection, but looking at it closer, this front cockpit has a couple of stickers there on the side, and they're repeated over here on the other side, and you just lift up this canopy piece there, and then you can take one of the figures and lie them inside, and that's about as far as it closes. You've got some giant blades there in the front. Obviously, you can recognize what's underneath. Over here, you've got some really cool stickering there with some designs. I like how the red continues and lines up with those ingots there, and you've got the number 4. We've got, I don't know, some more little thrusters and different things over here on the sides with those fin pieces, as well as some transparent pieces there, and some more exhausts over here in the back section too. You could see, again, we've got the one hand over here on this side, and then just some ventilation and different things as well. You do have a core there that I was talking about before that is actually a printed piece that's not exclusive to the set. And then over here on this side, it's just the exact same thing, just reflected. All right, here is the car. Drives very smoothly, of course, as you would come to expect. There's actually a lot of stickers and different things here going on. You can see on these big canopy pieces in dark blue, there are these stickers. And on this side, when you open it up, this is the spot where you take one of your figures and sit them inside. There's no steering wheel or anything to actually drive it, but that's supposed to be the glass, I guess, that they can see through. Over here on this side, you've got this stud shooter there, and you just push down, and it will actually launch out these transparent light blue tiles, and you just close it up very easily. Now over here in the front, you've got some lights there. You've got a total of 6 of them. You've got these little, I guess these are supposed to be the guns where the stud shooters are actually firing from the front. Over here on the side, you've got a sticker there and a sticker down below as well. And then here in the back, you've got, this is, I guess, the thrusters, the exhaust, and you've got these transparent pieces for that effect. You can angle them a little bit, but that plays more into the mech part of things. You've also got those transparent pieces for that same effect. All right, so the first thing you do is you take Zane, despite this being the 4th and last thing you build, you fold him up like this, almost looking like a butterfly. I don't know. Next, you take Ryu, and then you bend the neck up like this, put the wings up like so, and then you fold the legs up like that. Next, you want to take the jet and you remove the front part there, and you can see the connection point, and then this over here in the back you also separate. All right, and then here you rotate this around, and then you bend that up, turn and bend. Then you take this and snap it onto this side, and then over here you take this and snap it onto that. All right, and then lastly here, you've got the car, and what you do is you actually bend this like this forward, and then you separate and snap the legs apart like that. This part here, over here with the tires, actually just skipped a step. You're actually meant to bend these backwards down below and lower them like so. If you bend, and you angle those pieces upwards like that, and then you place it down, and those were the legs. Of course, the next step is taking the torso and snapping it into place. Over here on the back, you've got 2 little connection points, and you take Ryu there and attach onto the back. And then the last thing is just taking Zane and snapping him there onto the chest. And look at it here, all complete. I really like this. I like this for a couple of reasons. Number one, I like how this looks just with like Ryu hugging the back of this mech. I feel like that's a lot of fun. I like that you can spot Zane in the front there. And then once you complete this all, you can see like the white and everything all throughout this. It feels very much like a Pixel vehicle, like a Zane vehicle. So from that regard, I'm very impressed by this. But now I need to go in and show you some of the details that you didn't maybe notice before that were actually for the mech. I don't know about you, but I feel like these hands came out of nowhere here. You can see that underneath we've got little fingers there, as well as some little repulsors and the thrusters, almost like an Iron Man mech. Then you've got this giant blaster gun in the one hand here too. That was the back of the jet, so that's really neat. There's a lot of posability there, up and down, not side to side unfortunately, but you can also rotate this around. And then over here where the cockpit was for that jet, you've also got this spot here that you can turn and bend, and you've got the fingers here too. And yeah, you can open them up a little bit there with the thumb. So it's very cool that this just sort of came out of nowhere. It was also just hiding in plain sight. It's funny, one of the things I was going to actually make note of was the fact that the torso is just so small and too skinny. But then you've got like Ryu's legs hugging the back there. You've got this spot here now with Zane that, again, you clip on, and it just sort of fills in the chest and makes it a little more bulkier, which was going to be one of the only things that I had to complain about when it was in mech form. But then that went away the second you continued to expand this thing. You could see what this looks like. It's just really Ryu here, and you've got the wings. You could pose and bend as well, different ways, but I think it looks best when the wings are up like that there. You can bend the tail, I guess, as well, and just sort of pose that different ways. And down below, you don't really have anything too special going on. It's just the car really opened up. But what I like about this is that I feel like as I'm moving this, I'm actually using the wheels to do that, which is kind of neat. But yeah, again, who would have thought that those tiny little thrusters in the back were actually for the feet here? And obviously a lot of the weight is being actually distributed onto those back tires though. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this side by side. Hilarious to see a little micro tiny version here. Let's put a figure next to this here just to show you the scale of this here. It's massive, this thing, and this is really tiny. Here's the little mech on its own. It's very cute. You can move the legs like that, and I guess you could also have it wheel around there as well. The arms there, they're on little ball joints, and you can move the hands up and down. You could see the little cockpit section there. I wish that they had like the thruster for this part here, like the big blaster, but it's not there. You can move it up and down. And then in the back here, you've got Ryu's wings there that you can move up and down, as well as the tail. And then also here on the chest, we've got Zane. But now I'm going to show you it in the 4 parts. You do have to take this apart. It's not like, oh, you take this and connect it to this, like the actual set. You actually have to take a large part of this apart. So here are the 4 builds. I'm not entirely sure I got everything right, especially when it came to the jet, just because we don't have instructions for them. So I'm just going off of pictures that we have. I'll show you the comparison next to the real model, but we'll also look at them individually. This is Zane. Tiny little 2 studs stacked on top of each other with a tile. This is a pretty hilarious size comparison here. I mean, not expecting much, obviously, for the Polybag. This is Ryu. Interesting little build. You can flap the wings still up and down. You've got the tail, the head there, also sort of the saddle. I guess you could take Zane if you want and attach him on top. Here is Ryu side by side. Maybe could have had something representing the little white there for the tail, but I think this is pretty good for sure, seeing it like this. And here's the jet. This is the thing that I'm not entirely confident about, especially when it comes to like what's underneath, and then also here in the back. But you do have this part here that you can move up and down. And then also you've got the wings that you can move side to side as well. And again, just not entirely sure about the back part here, but this is pretty much what it is going to look like. Here's the jet side by side. No gold up here in the front. I don't know what they could have done. Maybe a little skate, I don't know, but yeah, this is a good translation to micro scale, I feel. And then this was the thing that took the least amount of like taking stuff apart from the actual model that you have the instructions for. You still have the car here, and if I were to just remove the plate on the bottom, it'll still separate the 2 legs. So yeah, interesting, very similar design to what the actual legs look like for the actual Polybag. And here's the 2 versions of the car here. And here are the pieces that I didn't wind up using, because that happens for 2-in-1s, especially a 4-in-1. Here is Pixel, who looks great back here. Oh my goodness, I love this new outfit that she's got on too. The Samurai X gear looks great. That symbol on the front of the chest looks amazing. I love all the lavender throughout this as well. It just makes her really stand out amongst the rest of the ninja with this color. So removing the hair here, you could see that she's got this really great face there with the mask covering up her identity, I guess. And then on the other side, she's got a smile there too. And removing the neck attachment there, you could see the back torso better. Here is Cole, who's exclusive to this set. I really like this outfit that all the ninja have this season. There's just something about it, and I think this also just fits in really well aesthetically with like this mech. This new mask and helmet piece looks great, and removing that, you can see underneath, it's the same face we've been getting for a bit here for Cole. The neck attachment there in black, that's got the double katana holder there. And removing that, you could see we've got like a little design here on the back. I like the rock, his elemental power on one side. And then over here, by the way, there's his symbol. You've also got here this pearlescent blade, which is the collectible for this wave of Ninjago sets. Here's Sora in a almost identical outfit here. I really do not understand how they aren't giving the two main characters updates. Like even just use the same arm. That's fine, but give them a new update for the outfit. But anyways, at least here with the helmet, that is new with the white and the gold. But then underneath, same expressions and face there too. And she doesn't even have a katana holder. It's literally just she's holding them by herself in her hands. Here is Noct, who is probably going to be one of the most sought after figures here in the set because he is one of the members of the Forbidden Five. You can see the symbol there on the back of the torso. Anyways, it looks great. I really like the torso printing there. Very creepy, sort of with those faces. The leg printing looks great, as well as the feet printing. You've got an interesting build here for this long sword that he's got. And then also underneath, you can see, if I remove the hat, you can see the face a little bit more with the mask. But completely removing it, you can see the face there. Very creepy teeth and expression there. Scar on the one side of the eye, and then on the other side of the head, there's some printing. Here's the Dragonian Warrior. This is a very cool figure. They have a lot of different things that happen here with the armor, which I think is really unique to these enemies. So first of all, on the back, you are able to actually have this little dragon like fly off of that, which you just saw before. I like the wings there. They look really great, and you can flap them up and down. But yeah, it's a very simple build there. They've got those clip pieces that the wings attach to, but it's just interesting to have this on the back of this piece that attaches at the neck. It goes really low, even below the hips there. So I think that's interesting, as well as up above that, you can actually remove this piece for the mask, which has two black horns there as well. And for the face, but you could turn it around to give it this fire effect, and then you put the helmet back on, and it looks like the figure is now breathing fire out of the mouth there from the neck attachment, and now the mask up above. You also have this giant sword. Here's the face underneath. I like the big bushy eyebrows and dark tan and a little bit of like fluff around the mouth. And then here's what the fire breathing effect looks like on the other side. Here's the Dragonian Scout. This is the exact same torso and legs, but the head is a little bit different, especially because of the mohawk that is included. You can't have the fire breathing effect on the other side, but I'll show you that in a sec. Anyways, here you've got this giant axe build, which I think looks pretty cool. I like the design for that. It's simple, using the Monkey Kid hilt staff piece there. And underneath, he's got some dark tan on the bottom of the mouth. Different expression there. You can see the eyes are sort of closed a little bit. And then on the other side, just a bunch of scales. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech. I really like this set, and I've been saying for a while now, I am meched out. I'm done. I'm tired of large mechs. However, building this was different. It was a different experience because you're building 4 individual different vehicles and characters, and I think that really just changed my perspective of this set for sure. And just as you're going through, again, I'm going to come back to this, but just tiny little things like that little clip, the fact that was there the whole time and was meant for you to actually then later on attach Zane is really darn cool. I think also the fact that you've got a pretty solid minifigure lineup here, 3 exclusive figures to the set, as well as a big brick-built Zane, which is exclusive. But what do you think of this set? Are you going to be picking this up on January the 1st? Be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on future LEGO Ninjago set news and reviews. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.